hate puppies. It's a good podcast.
I feel threatened.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, home of the Tampa Bay Vipers. There you go. You like that?
Buddy.
So start that right out the box. Start going against the grain.
Tampa Bay?
Tampa Bay.
Big time.
You've always been a Tampa Bay Vipers guy.
I'm a big DC Defenders guy, big Vipers guy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of in between.
Defenders.
Hope you all had a good weekend, or I guess now that you're hearing this, heading into a good weekend.
Yeah, buddy.
I just found out that this weekend is President's Day.
Oh, is it?
That's what I just found
Oh, yeah.
out.
Yeah, because I'm off next Monday.
Which
Or-
I totally screwed this up.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that this particular Monday was going to be a vacation day. And I got tickets to the Lumineers, and my daughter wanted to go. And I was like, you know what? I would love to take you. It's a Sunday night show. I'm not drinking anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll drive you out there.
Yeah.
Day off.
And now I'm like, what do you mean I have Monday off? I could have had a great time at the Lumineers show. But
So
it'll
who-
be cool to take my daughter,
Just you and one daughter?
the eldest.
Okay, cool.
She's a big Lumineers fan.
Where are they playing?
Charlotte.
Charlottesville. That's the problem.
John
So-
Paul?
Yep.
Yeah, which I can't stand that place. But
Why?
I don't like arena shows.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm anti-arena show. If I'm going to be indoors, let it be a small venue.
Yeah.
Arena shows, there's always a handful of bad seats.
Yeah.
If you're in certain areas, the sound isn't great.
Like
Sometimes
your,
the
like
sound
your
is,
Pearl Jam debacle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes the sound is so loud in a closed arena
Yeah.
that you can't even make out what's happening. So I'd rather be in either a small venue or outside.
You end up watching the screens.
More often than
Yeah.
not, with the seats that I buy, yeah, I'm stuck watching screens.
Speaking of that, well, when we went to the U2 concert, that was where I was on the second level, just the first row, second level. I was
Yeah.
even with the top speakers. It was ringing for 3 days, man.
Yeah, it's brutal.
That was
Brutal.
open. But to tie into the President's Day thing, I don't know if we already talked about it at one point in time, but the
If you're bringing it up, yeah, we've talked.
we
about
did.
it.
If the NFL extends the 2 weeks and goes to 17 games, it'll push back the Super Bowl to the Sunday before President's Day. And that'll
Not
be
only
off.
have we talked about
Did
it,
we talk about that?
you've talked about it.
Yeah, it was a good day that day.
Well,
So that's interesting. I've never seen you forget your own story. Now, I have
love-
done that once.
I do love that, but, like, that's really making it harder than it should be.
And well,
Just move to Saturday.
Yeah,
so-
exactly.
you were wrong though last week when you brought it up, because I saw something today and I was like, oh, so they are trying to go to a 17 game season.
Not weeks.
No, it's 17 games, but they'll give you 2 buys. That's
Okay,
the
so I'm-
concession
okay.
there. You were saying it was going to be 16 games, but stretch it. So
We'll just make a retraction from last week's podcast, and I'm glad we brought it up.
Well, I thought that's why you were bringing it up. I thought you were going to be like, I have a retraction to make, but no. It turns out you were just literally bringing it up again.
Not even.
Hitting the old age here soon.
So did y'all watch any of the XFL?
Yeah.
I watched
I
a few minutes of it.
I watched a little bit. I couldn't really get into it because I had no like skin in the
Rooting,
game.
yeah.
If there was a Chicago team, this would be easy. But I'm actually torn. I have obviously DC should be my go-to. I should be a Defenders guy.
Yeah.
But my old crappy coach from the Bears, Mark Trestman, is the Vipers coach. And that dude won like a boatload of Grey Cups in Canada. Like, he was a really good football coach, but then he got to the NFL and he was just an idiot.
It was real bad.
Well, he couldn't maintain the team.
Uh-huh.
So like in Canada, he had enough power and clout to
Yeah.
keep those guys in line. He came to the NFL and they were like, dude, you're an idiot. And they just like walked all over him.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that maybe guys who are a little more hungry,
Yeah.
that he'll do well. So I'm rooting for 2 of 8 teams right now. I'll find my loyalty down the road.
So correct me if I'm wrong, which could be the case, but wasn't Jim Zorn a Skins coach?
Yes.
And
Yeah, he's a coach now, right?
And he still couldn't win in D.C. because he coached for Seattle and they lost to the Defenders.
Defenders are undefeated. I mean, that's my squad.
I saw a little of that game because they were playing Seattle, and I saw the kickoff. That looked pretty cool. And I liked all the live feed stuff. They literally were showing the coaches calling the plays. I was like,
Yeah, so it's got to be on a delay, right?
I don't know.
No, he heard some
Yeah, well, and then I heard a player. They interview players coming off the field
after a play.
after a play, and like one of the linemen was like,
Here comes an F-bomb.
"We're out here doing our fucking jobs." Like, then they hit the dump button, and I'm
All
like, the dump button guy.
Yeah,
I
we're
mean, you
doing
have
our
one
fucking
job.
blurm.
Yeah,
You blew it. This is why you're running production for the XFL.
Yeah, there was a lot of interesting rule changes that I thought it was, or just actually the access was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was
The coach, the referees, you get to go under the hood and listen to them when they do the replays.
Cool. Yeah,
I saw that. I liked how open the gambling was.
yeah. They had
Like,
the
the
spreads.
over-under was
to,
on there. The spread
yeah.
was there. So at least I was like, the one game I watched finished half a point short, and I was like, how did they
Bad
know
beat, yeah.
that? Because these dudes have never played a
Yeah.
single game, and they got the over-under within half a point.
You're like, let's go to the history. Oh wait,
yeah. Usually the sharps are like
Yeah.
looking into it like, well, Minnesota hasn't lost at home on
Yeah.
a night game in 4 years, so I'm going to, like, little things like that.
yeah,
There's none of that, and they still,
Yeah, the one guy for DC, I think it was, or no, it was one of the guys who had a big, huge single play catch touchdown, and his last touchdown was his only touchdown for the Redskins in a run back.
oh wow,
I can't remember the guy's name, but it was 2015. That was his one score, and it was the second longest run for the Redskins, and he holds the record. And now he's
Good
playing,
on him.
Now he's playing for the XFL. They're like, he hasn't played in 4 years, but now he's running up the score.
I like it.
It was a good product.
And I thought
it's
it was
something-
all right. There were times when I was watching it, and I was like, it's slower, like visibly slower. And then there were other times that it was every bit as fast. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
Can you attribute that to the players?
I would think they're naturally a little bit slower.
I mean,
But then there were some guys that were like lights out fast. So
Yeah.
I just thought the overall product was a little
there's something
slower.
about the NFL that just has a hold on us. Like, we love football, but it's only NFL football. Like, even as much as I love college, it's not the same as watching professional football.
Yeah, but some people like college far more than the NFL.
Yeah,
But
So-
it's also ingrained in society, too. The college football teams, the NFL teams. And like I said before, I think when we were talking earlier, the uniforms. You just don't get used to it. You see these guys out there in these uniforms.
Yeah.
Like, what are these? I mean, some of them are cool, but it's like, what am I actually seeing?
They're cartoony looking.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it does kind of turn you off to the product a little bit. You're like, oh, it's cheesy. But like, it was kind of cool. I'll watch it again, I guess.
Yeah.
I hope they can pull it off, because no one's been able to do a football league
Yeah.
yet.
Well, the game I saw, the DC game, like that was at a soccer stadium that was
8,000 people? Or
I
20,000
think it was
people?
like 18 or something.
Yeah.
But it was. I mean, it looked sold out. Like, it looked like a good crowd. People wearing gear and stuff. So I mean, maybe it'll be successful. I hope it is.
I think the only rule that I
Yeah.
really like that the NFL would have fun with is the extra point, where you go for one from the 2-yard line, you get 2 points by pushing it back, and even 3 points
Yeah.
by pushing it.
That's
I
kinda
think that was
cool.
pretty good, because you could get a 9-point swing on a touchdown.
Lord knows it would help the Bears. Can't find a kicker to save their fucking life, man. It's a whole nother issue, whole nother podcast.
Kicking is pretty lame, right?
I mean, it's football, so I guess you kind of have to have some part of the foot in there.
Yeah.
I guess.
That's what I've always thought. I'm like,
Yeah.
they keep it because it's called football.
Well, that's always been a weird name too.
Did they? Did
I mean,
they,
if you called soccer handball, it'd be stupid.
Yeah, but
why do they call it football?
why they call it soccer? Oh, Pat. Remember
Yeah.
Pat gave us the rundown?
Is that?
That's right. In fact,
Soccer?
Anyway, you guys are ruining the story.
damn it, I
Oh,
always
man.
got to remember production.
Anyway, you guys are ruining the story.
That was literally from his
Yes.
football tirade that just fell flat. Football.
Went on and on and on.
Yeah, that's Pat. That's Pat in a nutshell.
Pat doing Pat things.
I do admit we got to get Pat back in here, though.
We do.
Maybe we bring him back in here for like the seltzer challenge or something.
Yeah, we need to get on that.
I'm actually drinking more and more seltzers now. I hate to admit it, but I'm getting to the point where it's like, do I really need yet another beer? And then it's like, oh, I could not drink and get a seltzer.
Yeah, I had about 10 of those last night. The Pures.
Oh yeah.
Oh, those are so foul.
Add
Love
anything to them?
those. Nope.
Just straight up.
Straight up.
No, just disappointment. Comes free with every bottle. But you
That's
love
good.
that stuff.
I do. It's my favorite.
Oh, speaking of, got a little. So you're not a fan of the Jeep Gladiator.
No, I'm not. I'm really not a big fan of the 4-doors. To me, a Jeep is a Jeep. That's what it should be. And
I totally agree with you. If you're going to buy a Jeep, go buy yourself a two-door Jeep because that's
Yeah.
a fun
Yeah.
vehicle, man. Like that's a blast.
The only variation of any Jeep I've ever liked is I did like the Jeep XL, I think is what they called it. The one with the slightly longer.
Oh, that's the one that
Big.
I covet
Yes.
extremely.
That's the 05 to 07.
Yeah, they didn't make
call it
many
the-
of them.
They call it the LJ. And it's 04 to 06. You were very close. That's pretty good.
Trying.
It's pretty
What
good.
what did they call it? What did they call it? Was it extra? It wasn't
Unlimited.
XL. Unlimited.
It was the Unlimited, which became the 4 doors.
Yeah,
But in Jeep circles, they call it the LJ.
yeah,
the
because
long
there's
Jeep.
there's different.
Yeah, that's the
XJs, YJs,
it's the
and
JK
TJs.
generation of Jeeps.
Yeah,
And they just happen to call it the LJ because it's the long Jeep.
that's the only variation. I get the 4-door because better than your typical crossover. But to me, a Jeep is a 2-door, 4-wheel drive. Take the top off.
Well, you and I have been
Yeah.
arguing about this for a while on this Gladiator.
Yeah,
The day it came out, I was like, this is the baddest looking truck I've ever seen. You put some big tires on it. I think it's beautiful. It hauls stuff. You can take the top off. I mean, it's the perfect vehicle in my mind. It does it all. I absolutely love it.
What about the Dakota that was a convertible?
Oh.
Oh, the old school. We'll see when the Bronco comes out. It might shut down everything.
Yeah.
It might shut down everything. But right now, I think the Gladiator is the baddest vehicle on the road. And you have said it's a piece of crap.
Well, I was excited when I first heard about it and first saw the first renderings. I just have a feeling that it's not going to be a good truck or a good Jeep. It's because it's trying to do too many different things.
When it first came out, sales were strong. We'll say strong.
Yeah.
They even were charging almost $70,000 for the launch edition, which was like 1947 of them or so. I think it was like whatever the year Jeep was founded, they that many of them. And people were paying upwards of $70,000 for those things. I mean,
I believe it.
it's insane.
I mean, a regular Jeep costs a fortune now. Those
Well,
four-door
a Gladiator really, they'll say it starts in the 40s, but it really starts at like 50 and goes up
Yeah.
to like 60. It's ridiculously expensive.
Well, four-door pickups are just a commodity right now.
Yeah. So you and I have been arguing about this quite a bit. And as of today, I saw the official stats, the official numbers. They're talking about how well they're selling.
Uh-huh.
First month, they said they sold really well. The second month, they sold really well. They are now discounting Jeep Gladiators by $10,000 because they can't move these pieces of shit. off the
Really?
lot.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say that,
Dude,
but I
you
saw.
set me up totally because I really thought you were going to go like, and they have sold more of those than they have anything else, and you can.
Nope. Unfortunately, you may be right. Now, I don't think it's because people hate them. I think it's because it costs far too much for a Jeep. But
I don't think it's bad looking. I know when you have these vehicles that you try to make them so utilitarian, they end up not being good at any one thing. Like a good sports car is a good sports car. It's not a good people mover. It's not a good off-roader. It's not a good pickup truck. That's not to say they won't sell. I'm actually surprised they're not still selling. But
they sold really well for a while.
I would
Yeah.
agree with you.
I think
would
I
agree
saw
that
the-
the price point might be too high.
I wasn't going to say anything because I didn't know where you were going with it, but I saw an ad online that says it's like a $9,800 rebate now or
Yep.
something off the
And
price.
think about the fact that Jeep never offers rebates on any
Yeah.
of the Wranglers because they sell so well that they don't have to. Well, here in the last year, the 4 doors were sitting on the lot longer than they ever have.
So the 4-doors aren't selling either.
So they started offering discounts because they've jacked the price up on those through the roof.
Yeah.
Ever since this new generation of Jeep came out, the prices have all skyrocketed.
Well, and we talked about in the past that they're putting now Jeep is actually they've got a million different varieties trim packages, and they're doing a lot of the
You get a Mopar lift,
Yeah.
Mopar bumpers, Mopar everything. It's crazy. So they said that the reason the Jeeps weren't selling was because so many people were interested in the Gladiator.
they thought like people
Yeah.
are holding off, and that would make sense.
That's what they kept saying.
Yeah.
Now the 4 doors are sitting there, and the Gladiators are far below that.
Wow.
Yeah, sales are tanking.
Huh.
So I think you may be right.
But
It could
didn't you hear that they were getting good reviews? Like they were.
The reviews are through the roof. The reviewers love them. People don't want to pay $60,000 for a Jeep. It was
Yeah.
bad enough that you have to pay $40,000 for
Yeah.
a Jeep.
Yeah.
And now they're just like, you guys know it's a Jeep, right?
Yeah.
Like the doors fall off and
Yeah.
it
Or like,
rattles.
I want to drive it through the woods and have a branch drag down the side of it, or
And not
let
care.
it and get rain in it and mud in it. Like
Yeah, when I had my $10,000 Wrangler, which cost everything for me
Yeah.
when I initially bought it, but I still sold it for $7,500. Like
Yeah.
5 years later, I was like, hey, that's not a horrible investment. But I would drive that thing through the woods and destroy it.
Yeah.
Pulled out of mud by bulldozers and stuff. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had destroyed that Jeep, and that's what it was for, and had a blast in it.
I want a Jeep that doesn't even have a top. I just want to cover it and drive it on nice days. And if I get stuck in rain one day, then so be it.
Yeah, the best
water will drain out of the floorboard.
Put a marine radio in it.
Yeah.
Rhino line that bitch.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
Yeah. That's the fun of a Jeep. And I think with these Gladiators and the 4-doors, like, to take the doors and top off, you need a friend and you need a garage. You need a whole nother storage space for it.
Well, if you have the
Yeah.
soft top, you don't, because it still folds right back.
Yeah, but the doors used to be smaller and more lightweight on all the Jeeps, and now they're basically all coming with full-size doors. So if you're going to take all 4 of those doors off, you used to be able to take the doors off and throw them in the back of your Jeep. You can't do that now.
You can in the Gladiator.
Yeah, and destroy them.
Well, when I saw it, I mean, yeah, you have to do exactly what Brendan was saying. Put the bigger tires, accessorize it, make it look tough, go the whole 9 yards. That gets expensive. But for me personally, whether it's a pickup truck or this Jeep, I don't know why anybody would. I just don't like short beds.
Look at
Yeah.
that $800 a month payment for
Yeah,
a
for
Wow.
Jeep
50,000.
Gladiator.
But I mean,
Come on,
if you're going to haul something or have
That's
a
a
bed,
house.
I'd want
get a Porsche.
Yeah,
Get a Porsche.
yeah.
Don't dick around. So
And that's been, and I've heard a lot of people with the 4-door pickups say that too. Like, if you're going to do any work with your pickup truck, you need a 6 to 8
6 foot or
bed.
8 foot.
I
But
mean,
the 4 foot short bed,
Yeah.
it's like, what are you doing? That's what this is on the
yeah,
Gladiator.
you can't put anything. You
my
can throw a,
Forerunner technically has a bigger bed than the Gladiator.
yeah,
When you fold the seats down.
Yeah.
you can throw a couple bags of leaves in the back of that Gladiator. I mean,
Yeah, it's a mulch
man.
mover.
yeah,
That's perfect for mulch.
yeah.
As long as you don't have a lot of mulching to do.
You got 2 kids with 2 bikes, throw them in the back of there.
Boom.
Yeah,
Which
I don't-
we've
yeah.
taken multiple beach cruisers in the back of the Forerunner.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, that thing just holds cruisers. We
Yep.
took 3 down to Ocean City last time,
Yep.
hanging out the back, looking all dope,
yep.
Oh, I remember that.
and all our luggage.
That's right.
That truck
With room to
runs.
spare.
The runner runs.
That's right.
Stu would know.
Oh, it runs great. It's its use is coming to an end as I pick up my car tomorrow. That's a good thing.
That's a short-lived time, and it only cost me, by my calculations, about $310 for you to borrow that for a week. That's a good
That's
deal.
not bad.
Well, let's see. Put in a new battery. We put it in a new starter.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stu drives it away, and the thing just rejected his baboon heart.
Oh my gosh.
So took the Forerunner, spent about 2 hours, cleaned it up.
Yeah, it does look.
Oh,
dope.
nice.
It looks really nice inside because I got my kids and driving
Yeah,
around in
yeah.
it. They're like, I
Yeah,
went and
because
picked
Brendan treats that thing
gotta-
like a golf car.
my youngest.
It is.
Whenever Brendan picks me up, if he's going somewhere and he's like, "I'll swing by, pick you up," I'm like, "All right." I'm waiting outside and I hear that thing making the turn, and I get in it and it's like I'm stepping on 4 coffee mugs, like some old fat
There's
sheets
oil in there.
bags, yeah.
I cleaned.
random
I
stuff.
filled up one full tall trash can bag of shit. I brought him back a shoebox of his stuff that I didn't think needed to be thrown away or had some sentimental value
Yeah.
to him. But then
Probably still trash.
the first time I pick up the girls in it, my youngest looks at me and goes, "Is this safe?" And then drive it fine.
That kills me.
And my brother, being the mechanic he is, the starter went bad. Hadn't been his original starter or whatever went bad. He replaced it, lickety split. But then he takes it for a spin while I was out, and he comes back and he's just, I can see his eyes and the tally. He's looking at me like, that thing has got so much shit that needs to be done to it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh, it drives fine. I don't know what's the
perfect.
problem. It was good.
Perfect.
I looked at him. I said, well, I like the fact that the pool ball fits my hand on the shifter. It's the perfect size.
It is. It's a nice. He didn't like that the steering felt loose. It's like
Oh,
it's from
that's-
1985.
Yeah.
You have to get over
there's
that.
other stuff.
I bet that
but
thing
we're
felt
not
loose the day
gonna
you
make-
drove it off the lot.
Oh, the day I drove it off the lot, the brakes were seizing up and the steering was a lot looser than that.
Yeah.
It was lot. I drove it off a dude's farm.
No, I meant literally in 1985.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
It's not like those things were known for being,
That
tight
thing's
steering.
a baller though. But yeah, Stu was like, "Hey, her battery died," so he went and got a new battery. He's like, that's not it." It's like, motherfuck.
So what was it?
It
was a
starter.
starter?
It was a starter.
But we were. It
But
was
it wasn't
the
the
original.
alternator.
No, I've replaced
Okay.
that twice.
Yeah.
But the original. That's what he was like. I think your alternator's dead. And I was like, that I don't believe because that's only like a year old.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna have to go past that part.
For all intents and purposes, his truck should run
For a
a
while.
good 6 months now.
Oh, that truck will run forever.
For sure.
As long as Stu doesn't get behind the wheel.
There's no.
Other than-
Yeah, that's the thing. It just
Yeah.
it likes me.
It's funny the looks when you're dressed up in a suit or dressed up to go show houses, and you're getting out of this Forerunner that's got the plasti dip wailing in the wind.
Uh-huh.
It's great.
Falling apart. It's yeah,
Don't worry, it's good. Hop inside. Looks great.
it's pretty sweet. Well, with the soft top on, it gets a lot of like oohs and ahs from guys.
Yeah.
With the hard top on, it's like,
It needs work.
oh,
The soft top, you're kind of like, oh, that's his. You get it. You're like, that's his fun car. That's his toy car. The hard
Yes.
top, you're like, this
Oh.
broke motherfucker.
that's all he's got. Yeah,
this
that
is
is
his daily
precisely-
driver.
I did spend the.
Isn't that weird that does that? Like,
The soft top immediately makes you go, oh man, that's so cool. Like,
yeah,
you've got a beater.
yeah,
You put the hard top on, and they're like, man, you need a few bucks. Feel bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
The homeless guy at the corner gives you $5.
Yeah, you need it more than me.
I did spend $250 of my own money for the interior dome light. Works perfect now.
Beauty.
Don't have to tap it
Man,
or
you
anything.
class the hell out of that thing.
Oh, I'm gonna let Star.
Star.
Whoa!
Yep, that's it. Your name's now Star. I'm gonna let Stu borrow the Miata next.
Nice.
Oh,
Let him go fix that up
That'll
for a
be
little
good.
bit. That sounds all right.
That was nice of you, Stu, but it was also nice of Brendan loaning you his vehicle. So
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's
It's. I mean, in Brendan's defense, he could only drive one at a time. So why he's got
Yeah.
4, I don't know.
I have 3. The other one's my wife's.
I've seen you drive it.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah,
I
it's a good
I
stuff.
make some of the payments on it, but
my wife and I were talking cars the other day because I was like, one day I'm going to have to get a new car. This car's not going to go forever. But as it was coming out of my mouth, I was thinking, yeah, Will, it's a freaking Honda Pilot. It's never going
It'll run forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, do you want a new car? I was like, of course I want a new car. But
Yeah.
as per that $800 car payment right there, I
Yeah.
do not want one of those. And I've always
yeah.
said I'm not a car guy, but I'm always talking cars and looking at cars, watching car shows. I am very much a car guy,
yeah, you just don't
but
waste
I'm
your
a
money.
cheap bastard. So I can't bring myself to spend a lot of money on a car.
Well, the car show's coming up this March. Like it's right around the corner. One down at the convention center.
Nice.
I usually go because it's around my birthday. I usually go every year just to take a look.
That's a good problem that you got a looky-loo problem and not
Yeah.
like an actual buying problem.
I love
Which
watching.
I've managed to reel mine into only having, sub $5,000 cars.
Yeah.
So everyone like bust my balls for having multiple cars. I'm like, dude, I got $15,000 in cars.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how much is your car?
Yeah.
You're one.
Yeah.
So
15,000.
So when you get rid of the Forerunner, you're looking to get another Forerunner, or are you gonna get rid of the Infinity too?
So I don't know now that I'm gonna get rid of the Forerunner because now I have like another $300 in it, and the last
And it's clean.
yeah, and it does look sharp on the inside.
it's I don't know. I mean, it's the perfect vehicle to keep around the summertime, and you need a large tarp for when it does rain.
Well, that's what the soft top is.
Yeah.
A large tarp with snap buttons.
Yeah, but the floorboard's still getting something.
Oh yeah, there's something going on there. Stu's
Uh-oh.
like, yeah, you got a puddle in your. I'm like, Stu, stop fucking up the truck. None of this stuff happened before.
Borrow it the one time there's a monsoon outside.
It has been rainy as shit lately.
No snow, man. This whole thing is killing me.
I'm loving it.
There's no snow.
I love it.
It's frustrating
Why do you want snow?
because I have snow tires.
Oh. I thought you wanted to go boarding or have a day off or something.
I would like to go boarding, but you can't. Wintergreen has literally half its slopes open
Really?
right now.
And they probably still charge full price.
Yeah, but this is mid-season. Like they should be making all their money.
They must be taking a huge hit.
They're getting crushed.
Yeah.
They're getting.
I don't
all
like
these
to hear
resorts,
that.
All these resorts are getting crushed. This
Yeah.
is not a good scene,
Mm.
and it's not getting any better.
I was gonna say it's not gonna. If it hadn't snowed by now, I mean, you're not gonna get any real snow.
We always get a snow in March.
Yeah, but
Something
We're
like that.
halfway through February. Like, the
Yeah.
season's coming to an end.
And it's 50 degrees. It's the middle of the night, and it's raining.
Yeah.
That ain't snow.
Yeah.
Imagine if all that was snow, all the rain we've been getting.
Well, the rain we've been getting is the snowstorms that have been dumping out west.
Yeah, we're screwed, man.
It
It's all
just didn't
global
stay cold.
warming.
Well, what is it? They had the highest recorded temperature in Antarctica the other day, 64 degrees.
See, not good. Not pleased.
You mean the ice ring around the perimeter of the Earth?
No, it's in the center of the Earth. Is it the perimeter?
It's the perimeter.
Oh, okay. I'm having a hard time with my new
North
flat
Pole's
Earth
in the
thing.
center. Antarctica is the ice wall around the
I'm
perimeter.
learning. I'm still
Yeah.
learning this stuff.
You'll get it. We'll
very-
get you there. Ely and I'll get you there.
There you go.
I'm just not used to this whole flat Earth thing. I didn't know.
I know we were lied to all those years.
Well, can I just say, speaking of your Forerunner, there's the Toyota article.
This girl.
This is kind of parlays into the Toyota Forerunner.
If
a little bit.
if anybody has a chance to Google Jody Berry, Jodee Berry, this poor Hooters girl, I feel so bad for her.
She had everything going for her.
This looks like the kind of
So
girl.
she was a staffer
yeah.
at Hooters.
And this is the kind of girl that she comes over to your table. She's like, "Hi, I'm Jody. I'm going to be taking care of you." And you're like, "Son of a bitch." I got the angry
I
Hooters
always
girl.
get Jody.
Dude, she's like the Karen of Hooters waitresses.
Yes.
She's just, you can tell just looking at her that she's not going to be
No.
any fun. Like she's going to ruin your day.
And that's the one thing you want at a Hooters.
You just want to smile. Like
Yeah.
everything else you expect, but like just smile.
Yeah.
Smile, be happy, be bubbly, serve me some good wings and a couple beers. I'm going to tip you heavily. It's really all I'm asking for. She seems like she's just angry all
Do
the
we
time.
think Hooters has changed? I feel like Hooters has changed a lot in the past 10 to 15 years. Ever since they've gone more family friendly. Like
they had to.
yeah.
every time I go in there now, like you literally see infants to and kids of all ages.
I still don't take my girls in there.
No.
I don't want them to.
It's a little different.
If I had boys, I probably would take them
I've
in
taken
there.
my boys there
Yeah.
for dinner. And
I just don't want to bring my girls in there
Yeah.
because they're going to be like, "Ooh,
So
I
we're
like
saying-
that outfit."
We're saying Hooters has brought it up a notch, and if you just want that same experience, you're going to go down to Tilted Kilt.
I've yet to go to that place.
Tilted Kilt is like the number one place to get hepatitis. It's fucking disgusting.
So it's like a side.
Like every one of them looks like Post Malone in a wig.
Oh God.
It's just disgusting. It's really bad. I've never been in a Tilted Kilt where I have felt any attraction to a waitress.
Wow.
It's insane.
So they're like
They're
reject strippers.
Maybe.
kind of.
Like
I was in one when they first brought the one to Colonial Heights down at South Park Mall. They brought a billboard, and I was in there. We had a meeting with them.
So when
It
they
was
first
lunchtime.
opened, I'm sure they had their A team.
Yeah. I mean, that was a couple years. Yeah, that was an 18, but yeah, it's not
ringing
anymore.
endorsement.
Not anymore. I mean, it was.
Everyone I go into, they're tatted up and overweight, and they have bad attitudes. They're just
Wow.
like, "Here's your food." I'm like, Jody should work here.
Hey Karen.
Yeah, it's all
So-
cares. But Twin Peaks. Now that one, every time I go into Twin Peaks,
I've never even heard of it.
it's nice.
Is it
Where's it? They're not around here.
No, I haven't been in any in Virginia, but that's the one good thing about traveling for work.
Yeah.
There's Twin Peaks all over this country,
Okay.
and they're pretty good. Those are good. But yeah, my girl Jody Berry, she did well, and in her defense, her manager's a total douchebag. You can already tell
Because he's a Hooters manager.
Well,
there's some.
can I just preface this before
Go
you go
for
there? This article is just recent, but this all happened in 2001. But it's coming back around because of the whole Yoda and the Mandalorian and Disney and stuff. That's why it's like relevant.
I didn't even realize that she waited this long. What is the statute of limitations
well,
for
no,
a bad
this
joke?
this is just an article that's been resurfaced in the last 2 months. It happened in 2001, but it's just
Oh, so she's so much worse now.
that's why this whole play on the I won't bury it, but you can go.
Well,
with the
this
play on
it's
words.
the oldest stupid joke in the world. It's like I'll bet you 10 doll hairs
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
this dude's gonna win
Yeah.
the fight, and
Yeah.
then you're like, oh, I said doll hair.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so they had a beer contest. Whoever sells the most beers in
Got-
a month.
Got a Toyota.
Uh huh.
That's what he
I
said.
feel like I've heard this joke on like
It's on
a
every
morning
show.
zoo.
It's always a morning zoo thing.
Yeah.
It's like the War of the Roses, the doll hairs,
Yeah.
and the toy Yoda.
yeah.
And so he said that he would give her a Toyota. The manager said he'd give a Toyota to whomever
Moves the
sold
most
the
beer.
most beer over the course of the month. And so I guess Jody Berry decided not to be a hater and be nice for a month.
I like that the math checks out. Like, you moved $3,000 worth of beer, so I'm going to give you a $14,000 vehicle.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Wait, it says
So apparently the manager, though, after the month went
Rope-a-doped
by,
her.
walked her outside, blindfolded her in front of all the Hooters
yeah.
girls.
So he did it real dirty.
And then there it was,
he rubbed her nose in it.
a toy Yoda doll
Yeah, well,
in a package.
and 5 doll hairs.
yeah, exactly. You win.
And so she was all butthurt. I did not realize this was from
2001.
2001.
Hooters claimed it was a April's Fool's joke, but she came out on
Jodee. She should work at Hooters.
Oh, she's got everything but the fucking smile.
resting bitch face.
But yeah, I love that they blindfolded her, brought her out there, and like opened it up, and then there it was, the Toyota. But apparently, she flipped out.
Lost her shit.
Which obviously when you look at her, you're like, yeah, she flipped
Yeah,
out.
she flipped out.
And Jody got a lawyer and ended up suing Hooters, and she did get way more than enough money to go buy a real vehicle.
She looks like she's the type of chick that would flip out no matter if she had gotten the car. It would have been the wrong one.
a Yaris, a Yaris. Yeah,
This is great though. This one little comment here, because this is a 2001 article. A guy says, ironically, the Toyota is probably worth more than the actual car now.
Yeah.
I would give it that.
20
That's
years
probably
old.
it's
Yeah.
probably a fat.
Collector's
Something
item.
in the package.
Yeah, because the Toyota depreciate. Well, Toyotas hold their value. No matter which way you hear me pronouncing it,
Yeah.
they hold their value pretty well. But yeah, I saw that. And I was laughing.
That's too funny.
I can't believe.
I love the picture of her. That's just glorious right there.
Yeah, she's got to be happy that she's back in the spotlight.
Think she's still working at Hooters?
So let's
No.
see what she looks. I wonder what she
No.
looks like 20 years later.
She still looks pissed off. I'm certain of that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Well, that was a good little story.
Yeah, thanks for going to that one.
Hey, we were talking Toyotas.
I see where you were going. That's the beauty of having Stu here. He always goes, "Hey, I got a direction.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Keep you fuckers going.
take you in said direction." Yeah, well, we were never able to do it for 4 years,
No, apparently not.
but good to have you here. Well, Stu, I'm going to return the favor for you one time. I'm going to go to the deli a little early
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
because I want to give I want Stu's reaction on this beer.
I thought that was going to go in a completely different
Is it down
direction.
here? Is it down here?
Yeah, it's underneath the 6-pack of Red Zeppelins. Oh, another thing. I love that Blue Mountain Brewery, man. That Red Zeppelin is tasty. That's
That's
for
good
sure.
stuff.
But
Well-
this I'm interested in trying.
Taking it back.
This is Abita Brewing, and they have now Abita is most well known outside of Louisiana for
Purple Haze.
Purple Haze, man, which is their raspberry lager. And I remember when I was in college, we had one bar that would get Purple Haze and would do a pretty good deal on it.
Oh, yeah.
And I would seek out the day they would do that deal and run up there to
Because
get,
it was normally a high-end, expensive beer.
yeah, in my
Microbrew.
mind,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's an
Yeah,
expensive
definitely.
beer, and they were doing like $4 pitchers or something, $5 pitchers of Purple Haze.
Yeah, because you get a picture of Keystone for what, $1.75?
Yeah, so you were still paying more. But I think it was a $4 pitcher of Purple Haze, and I would run up there and grab it. But they finally have a new fruit flavored beer. Now I don't know that this will be good because I hate fruit flavored beers, but Purple Haze is the one fruit flavored beer that I really like.
I feel like this flavor, too, is a hard one to nail down.
Strawberry lager.
Because
Four-
we haven't had success with the strawberry seltzers or the strawberry beers.
4.2% alcohol by volume, so it's low.
Oh, I just took my first sniff instead of my first drink.
And
Don't want to drink it.
that good, huh?
It just has a stink to it, man. But you never get. It's so hard to get these
Ooh,
beers
that
right.
does
Gotta smell.
funk. like it's rotten strawberries.
That's good. You should try that. That's super tasty.
There's strawberry, but it's definitely on the back end.
That's something.
On first sip, which I don't want to pass judgment yet, but this tastes like a strawberry cereal.
Yes.
Like if somebody gave me strawberry puffs
and strawberry milk.
This is what it
That
would
has-
taste like.
that
What's the
has sat
cereal
there.
that's got strawberry anything? Like
Something-
marshmallows
Something
or
I'd never eat again.
Yes.
the kids?
I'm not a strawberry guy. I don't eat strawberries, and I don't like strawberry flavoring.
You give me a chocolate-covered strawberry, that's a tasty treat. Hell, I'll eat a strawberry all day. I like a strawberry. A strawberry daiquiri? Come on.
Yeah,
That's
I was going to
not
say a
bad.
daiquiri, yes. A good fresh strawberry with a little bit of sugar, yes. I'm not big on the chocolate covered, but yeah, I don't do strawberries all day long.
To me, if I'm having a frozen drink, though, I'm not going daiquiri. I'm usually going like margarita.
Dude, my breath.
This
I
is,
can't breathe
yeah.
without taking in strawberry cereal. Oh,
So I'm from Richmond, Virginia.
you're not even going to claim Louisiana anymore. Okay. Well, everybody, I'm super excited to let you know that Abita has come out with their new strawberry lager. Again, this is riding in the wake of what I think is the best fruit beer. That Purple Haze is their raspberry lager, phenomenal beer. I wanted to see if they could knock it out of the park twice, and
You know, I don't remember exact. I remember liking the Purple Haze. Now that I look back and think back about it, I'm wondering
was
to
it
go.
because it was all just Beast Light at that time?
Yes, and to go towards Stu's forte here, if you look at this shit show, Purple Haze sounds cool, look cool.
It did.
This can looks like crap, and the name is crap.
Oh yeah, it looks like a Smucker's jar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just says strawberry lager and has 2 strawberries on it. I mean, it looks cheap. It looks like a cheap knockoff of something. So I'm wondering if the Purple Haze is as good as we remember it.
Yes, I had it the other day, and it
You
was
did?
fucking great.
Still good?
Yeah, it's great. Purple Haze is a good beer. Stu, would you like to start on the strawberry lager?
I'm not digging it. I'm just not digging it at all. It's too light. There's
But
no.
it's a Louisiana beer. You should like it, right?
I know. I was just trying to. Well, my computer's jacked up for a second, but I was trying to compare the two side by side, the Purple Haze and the strawberry. For the most part, they're the same. There we go.
Yeah, they are.
But the Purple Haze, I don't know. I'm not, and it's not the marketing or how the Purple Haze looks different. But
In
maybe
fact,
it's the raspberry.
It's the same damn beer.
Yeah, it's
It's
the
a
same.
German lager, Pilsner and wheat.
Same alcohol, same levels of bitterness and color, basically.
This is the same beer. It's just slightly
13
different.
and 8. Yeah, it's the exact same beer.
13
but strawberries
and 5
instead
on the
of,
color, but yeah.
All right, so Stu, give us your full review. Marketing.
All right, let me. Marketing is they did the right thing by making Abita very, very small, because I wouldn't want to be putting this on the Abita label.
Well, they double lettered. There's
Yeah,
a beat
that's
at
true.
the top and a beat at the bottom.
But it's small. But yeah, it does look like a soda can. The flavoring is horrible. Just
horrible. That's
horrible.
bold. That's bold.
Yeah.
It's not the. Damn, let me take a sip.
I'm not even know how to phrase my feelings right now.
Ely nailed it
Yeah, it's
from afar.
I mean, I get the hint of the strawberry at the back end, but as a beer on the front, just it's not even doesn't even taste like a beer.
If you could see my face right now, I'm very confused.
Yeah.
You're right. It doesn't taste like beer. Now that you say it, like it doesn't taste like that.
Like I
a
wouldn't
beer.
think there was an alcohol content to this.
Yeah. You're like, great. None of the flavor, none of the taste, and none of the alcohol. This is
Yeah.
awesome.
I mean, I'm gonna go just straight up 2, just because I got to give Abita something. But this is horrible.
So it's literally getting a 2, and one of those points is because it's from Louisiana.
Right.
The other point is because
It's
you
a-
didn't
it's
throw up immediately.
Right. It's a 2. I mean,
Okay.
it's on the back.
No, that's
end.
fair. That's fair.
I'll be a homer.
We'll take a 2 from Stu.
All right. Well, I'll go next. I agree with everything Stu attempted to say. This, like Brendan nailed it. I knew it tasted like something, but you nailed it. It tastes like strawberry milk residual cereal.
Yeah.
which is not a good flavor for a beer.
No.
I would advise you to seek this out and walk past it. Do not purchase it. I give this a 1 because I'm not, as to what you were alluding to earlier, I didn't projectile vomit. So, therefore, it's not a 0, but it is not
And what
good.
did DKML get?
Probably a 0.
Like half a point?
Maybe
or
a half a
something?
point.
Yeah.
I don't know how you get a 0 technically, I guess.
Kill someone. On
Yeah. But this is not good. I mean, I'll drink the entire beer, but it is not good. It's not offensive, but it's just not good.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in Abita.
So you gave it a 1.5.
No, I'll give it a 1.
1. Okay.
So can I ask a quick question?
So, please do.
What is the difference between the fact that, because just recently when I had food day for myself, I brought over a bunch of Abita beer. One of them was the Purple Haze, and
It went immediately.
I was drinking them. Everybody was drinking them.
They're great.
There's nothing, according to them, that's a brewing difference.
Well, it's the fruit.
So the raspberry makes it a lot easier.
That must be it.
I mean, it's got to be. Well, I'm going to shock you guys with my review, actually. Now that I've had it a little bit, I've spent some time with it. At first, I was offended. Now, as I'm letting it, as it's growing
Wash
on
over
me,
you?
yeah, it's very much that strawberry cereal, strawberry milk, which there's a part of me that thinks strawberry cereal is good.
The 6-year-old in you?
The 6-year-old in me. Now, the 7-year-old stopped eating strawberry cereal. So I'm going to say the 6-year-old in me thinks that this has some redeeming qualities. So I'm going to give it one of the lowest scores I've ever given. This is the fucking worst. I cannot stand this beer. I don't like it. I don't like how it's changed my breath profile. I've got a dryness on the roof of my mouth that I don't even know what that's from.
Yeah.
I feel
like,
that.
what is that? So it's got like this whole, I've got like cotton ball tongue.
Yeah.
The roof of my mouth feels fuzzy, like I'm allergic to something in it. It's miserable. I'm with you, Troy. It's going to get a 1.
Yeah.
I would never purchase this beer again unless I was throwing a 6-year-old's birthday party.
Yeah.
And then I'd get a case. As those kids are going to have.
I'd smack
A
it out of your
blast.
hand if I saw you pick it up again.
Yeah, this is
How long are
crazy.
those other 3 going to stay in there?
Unfortunately, what you have just witnessed is the roof of my mouth,
I know.
dude.
I feel it.
It's going to be one of those beers that's going to sit in the bottom of my fridge
You're going to throw it out.
for a long time.
Make room for
No,
actual beer.
It'll get drank because someone will come over here and they'll be like, I want something fruity. And I'll
Yeah.
give it to them and they'll go, that's not very good. And I'll go, well, we tried.
Yeah.
You need a shelf of the losers to put right up there because nobody's going to drink it. Just say, yep, remember that?
I mean, I'm going to get through this, though. That's how you know it's not
Yeah.
a 0. Because there's been a couple beers that we have literally just said,
Poured out,
screw
yeah.
this. This isn't that offensive. It's
No.
just,
It's like I want to have it. I really want to have it blended up, crushed on ice. I want to make it even better, and I can't.
this would probably be good over ice cream. Like
Yeah.
if you dropped
Yeah.
an ice, like you made a float with this. I
You
bet
know
you,
what this reminds me exactly of is that third flavor in your cheap ice cream that comes chocolate, white, and strawberry.
Yeah, the Neapolitan
The
ice cream.
Neapolitan ice cream, but the cheap kind, not the really good kind.
Yeah. The store brand.
You're kind of right. Like it's the really
Yeah.
ghetto one. You're like 50 cents.
Yeah.
When
for
you're
a
in
whole-
gra-
Pick that up.
For
when you're in
half
grade
gallon?
school, the grade school one with the wooden spoon.
Yeah, but even that doesn't make the roof of my mouth go like
Yeah.
fuzzy. Honestly,
Yeah.
really disappointed.
Yeah.
So, Abita strawberry lager,
Oh, no wonder.
really bad.
Right there's the problem. They use Louisiana grown strawberries. That's not the place to get strawberries from.
Why is that?
Strawberries are better from other states
Yeah.
and other countries.
You guys aren't known for your strawberries?
Hell no. What do you think? Yeah.
No, I don't think you guys are known for anything, so I was hoping you had something. This
Gator bites?
Gator bites. A Florida tradition.
I love the way those Creole fucks talk, though. I do. A lot of people
Oh,
find it
sure.
annoying. I love it.
Yeah, little Bobby Boucher is always funny.
That mix of French and
Canadian.
Southern.
It's French, Southern, Canadian.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Creole.
Really? There's Canadian in there?
There's a lot of French Canadians that migrated. down to Louisiana.
That makes sense.
Back in the way,
hell
well, I mean,
is
way
that?
back. But that's, yeah.
That's strange, man. That's really strange. 'Cause
Spanish, French,
you
Canadian.
passed a lot of good
Yeah.
stuff between there, there and there.
Well, you just get on the Mississippi, go to where it ends.
Yeah, they were
Oh,
like,
that's right. Because the damn that actually makes more sense.
we're leaving Canada. All right, we ran out. Like no place else to go.
Follow the river.
Yeah, follow the river to the end.
Oh, no, that's the ocean. Get out, get out, get out. Okay. We'll call this place Louisiana. Perfect. Plant some strawberries. Oh, get them out. They're horrible.
Yeah.
They're horrible.
Well, that's my first horrible deli. I'd have to say, yeah, that's my first horrible deli.
Well, the good news is we've had a lot of winters lately. Things have
Yeah.
been kind of ramping up. We toned it down. The bad news is the roof of my mouth is fuzzy as shit. Yeah.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Yeah, I'm not doing too well here. I'm about to
That's a shame.
storm off. Just leave.
Just call it.
Mic
done.
drop.
Yeah, like I think I'm just done. Actually, so that reminds me. I was at my favorite bar, the Jasper, the other night.
I've yet to go there.
It's still my absolute favorite bar. Right
Where is
now.
it?
It's in Carytown, 2 doors down from Galaxy Diner.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it just has a little sign that says bar.
Speakeasy almost.
Yeah, it's got a little speakeasy vibe to it. And they do the best mixed drinks in the world. And we went in there. We had a big dinner out with a bunch of friends on Friday night. And so we went
Oh,
there.
did y'all have the ABC
Yeah.
alphabet?
We were up
dinner?
at the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts. Very fancy.
You just keep getting more and more bougie by the week.
We're fancy, man.
Yeah,
We're
man.
fancy. So
High class.
high class as shit. So this place though has the best liquor drinks around, I think. I mean,
Yeah, I've heard that.
Just so good. They make some mean mixed drinks. Now you're going to pay for them. You're talking
$14,
$11
yeah.
a drink, $12 a drink, but they're-
$21 Manhattan.
Yeah.
you don't get that.
Let's see here.
But like I go in there for
I
one.
was paying $9 at the concert I went to for a Bud Light. So I mean,
Oh, there you go. Only there's
Yeah.
no music here. But it definitely, it's the place for one drink, 2 drinks. 2 drinks is kind of the limit.
yeah.
So what'd you get off here?
I was drinking I always love the Caribbean Queen. That's an easy winner. And then there's there's a couple. They change it all the time though.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to. The Devereaux had that. That's a pretty tasty treat.
These are some of the type of drinks where you're reading them, you're like, I don't even know if I'm going to like that because I don't know half the ingredients in it.
Yeah.
I had a. They
You're like,
can't.
and I don't want a $14 drink I want to pour out.
No, I had a. They can't stop all of us. Good
Look at
drink.
this. There's the vibe check. There's your absinthe.
Oh, the problem is you get the ones with absinthe in them, and they're just like licorice over the top, man. They're insane. But so went up there, was having a couple drinks. We walk in though. We got a crew, right? We probably have about like 8, 10 people that are rolling in, and my wife and I roll in first because we got there first because I'm always on time if not early.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah. And so.
Known for your punctuality.
So I get up there and we walk in, and there's this girl. She's just standing there, kind of by herself, holding a drink. And my wife's in like friend making mood.
Oh, wow.
That's
Okay.
just
She's
her.
feeling good.
Yeah, she's in her zone. So she walks up. She starts chatting up this girl. Turns out the girl was there because her friend was supposed to meet her out. She got a babysitter for the kid. She's a single mom, and her friend stood her up.
Oh, that's daggers.
But she's like, the babysitter's there.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit here and have a drink by myself. So she's standing there having a drink by herself. My wife's chatting her up. They're literally just sitting there talking about, like, what's your name? What do you do? And the girl tells the story of like, yeah, my friend, she didn't show up, but I wasn't going to leave. So I'm just going to hang out here. And my wife says to her, yeah, I mean, usually I just wait here for a seat to open up and then get a seat at the bar. And she's like, a lot of people don't stick around here but so long.
Yeah.
Because it's,
Right.
it's a high-end cocktail place. It's expensive and the drinks are heavy. You're gonna get messed up. So she's
And you're
like,
not going there for the food, really.
Yeah, not
You don't
really.
hang out there for 6 hours.
It's not a hangout
Yeah.
place really. So my wife's like, yeah, we'll just hang out here and wait for someone to get up. No joke. The woman sitting at the bar with her friend, she's like, fine, fuck you guys. Enjoy your night out, you assholes. And storms out of the bar.
Holy shit.
And her friend gets up and she's like, fucking A, like, you bitches, and rolls out with her. They left their drinks on the bar and everything. And, like, I'm not exact. That's how long they talked about it. That was all that was said.
Yeah.
These people lost their minds.
Thought that
They were talking
your
about
wife
them?
and the other girl were talking about them.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
And literally, she's like, "Fuck you, girl!" Like, I'm out of
Holy
here.
shit.
It
I'm
was
out.
like, have your seat. Like, all
Wow.
bent out of shape.
How
She's like-
awkward did you feel?
I was, dude.
I wonder how many drinks
I
they were
was
into.
so like, just kind of like, what just happened? And why is there a $12 drink on the bar?
Yeah.
In retrospect, it might have been a brilliant way to get out of paying a tab.
True.
They could have been like, "Fuck you,"
Oh,
and
yeah.
like stormed out, and like made a scene
put,
so
it on,
that
put it on their tab.
yeah, like maybe who knows? Maybe that was the plan, but I certainly don't think so because they grabbed their stuff and stormed out. And my wife and this other girl were like, "Well, let's sit
Just have a
on
seat."
down." Yeah, like, they sat down, but it set the tone for a weird night. From
bet.
from like that point on, I was like, "All right, there's some aggression in the air." And usually, if my wife's being like if she's mad about something, I could see people, but she was like the nicest woman in the bar.
Wow.
And this other girl was sweet as pie too. Like
Damn.
it was weird.
And they didn't like chirp back or anything.
Dude, we were all
Just floored.
dumbfounded.
Yeah.
And it hadn't even taken long enough that the rest of our group I'm having a hard time tonight. The rest of our crew wasn't even there.
Yeah.
So like we didn't been in there for like 5 minutes
Was
total.
it? But there was it crowded though?
Yeah, the place was
So
crowded.
you
but
did?
it,
Yeah, there's no seats open, and they overheard you
no,
guys.
but it was weird.
That's
Like, have you
all.
ever seen somebody do that?
No.
I've
No.
never had that happen to me. It was really odd.
I wonder how many drinks into those
They
ladies. were.
probably had a few drinks, it sounds like, to fly off that quickly.
Yeah, I mean, they lost it. Stormed out.
I wonder what, like, I'd like to know where their night went after that.
Yeah.
Like, what were they saying? Like, those silly bitches.
Actually, they
talking
got out
shit?
of the bar and they were like, "Okay, what's the next place we're gonna go do this?" at?"
Yeah, where are we going to storm
we're
out
gonna
of
go.
next?
We're gonna get a drink, and then we're gonna.
I was thinking that, though, when they left. I was like, now they're probably out there on the street smoking a cigarette, furious,
Yeah.
talking about those assholes. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Like, nothing. We didn't. Nothing bad was said. Nothing was directed at them. It wasn't like we'd been there for an hour talking behind them.
Yeah.
Which I could understand then if you're kind of pulling one of those.
Yeah,
You're
like, if you're like,
Oh, and these-
these
yeah.
two.
yeah,
they've
when
been-
these two old ladies get up.
Yeah.
My God. I've just never seen that.
So
one
did your
happen.
wife have a friend for the night then?
Turns out that they ended up, my wife trained her at Nordstrom years ago.
Really?
Oh,
And they did not know that. Then they ended up starting talking about some other stuff. And then it was like, wait a minute, wait, you worked there? Like, when? And then like they started
I'm
talking.
surprised neither one of them, like, recognized each other.
I mean, it's been 10 some years. The girl moved out to Texas, had a kid. Like, it's been a long.
I'm sure your wife was training a lot. I mean, she probably trained a lot of people in.
Well, I
that
wouldn't
time frame.
expect
Yeah.
your
Come
wife to
across
remember her, but I would expect her to remember your wife.
They both did after
Yeah.
after a while, but
Put two and two together.
I mean, it's been 15 years. You don't recognize someone by, face.
My youngest son had his first diving lesson yesterday, and we go there, and there's this lady milling around. I'm with my older son and my wife, and we're watching, and this lady comes up to my wife. She's like, "You look really familiar," and she's like, okay." She's like, "Did you ever take a swimming lesson with one of your boys at the JCC?" And my wife was like, "Yeah, when the oldest was 10 months old, and he's now 10 years and 3 months." And she's like, "Yeah, I thought you looked familiar." Like,
No shit.
Some
what-
people are just like that. I can remember that shit.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, who remembers that?
I don't remember any of that kind of stuff.
I remember people's faces, but I mean, taking a couple
I'll pull that a lot.
lessons.
Like, I know this
Yeah.
somewhere, but usually when I work up the nerve to ask, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like something I shouldn't be like, that's right, I rear-ended you.
The worst is when you know the worst is when you don't know someone's name and you keep seeing them in like hangout situations or even
Yeah.
at your job or something, but it's like, I've known you for a year and I don't remember your name and I can't say hey, what's your name again? Like,
My wife's gotten really good at going up and introducing herself. So
that's
like,
crucial.
we'll do
Yeah.
a thing where like, I'll like give her the look and be
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Like I'll shake my head like I don't
Yeah.
know, and she knows that means I can't remember a person's name.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd introduce you. So
Hey, I'm Brendan's wife. You're so and so.
we've got it down to a science where she'll wait for me to kind of like peel off just a little,
Yeah.
and then she'll roll in and be like, hey, and then drop her name, and then the person drops their name.
Yeah.
And I'm
then
still
she-
close enough that I spin around
Hear it.
and go, oh, my bad. I didn't introduce you. Jane,
Mike,
this is.
I totally
Yeah.
I was getting ready to introduce you.
Yeah, I'd be like, I was just looking for her. I spun
Yeah.
that way, though. Boy, she's such a. But she's gotten so good at that I
Yeah, but sometimes it's like a work situation to
Yeah.
where like you can't. You're just like, oh hey, what's
Well,
how's it going?
It's been 4 years since was at Lamar, but I was there long enough and had my promo floating around long enough to where it still happens. I'll see people or I'll meet somebody real estate wise or doing something, and people are like, "You look so familiar," and I'm like, either I don't remember you saw me at a party or something,
Yeah.
and then it goes down training. I said, well, do you drive around Richmond? Because for 13 plus years, I had a picture of me that was 14 foot wide, and it said
That's
"Call
true.
Stu." And they're like, you know what? Yeah, I used to drive 95 all the time.
You're
I was
the
like,
billboard
yeah,
guy.
I saw you on the billboard. I was like, yeah, that's
Saw you every
it's
morning.
like so.
and
That adds
Now
up.
you recognize the face, but what do you want to do?
Yeah.
So, quick update. I'm at the last sip of my beer. It's fucking horrible.
Still sucks.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, my koozie, my ITPH koozie didn't help at all. It still sucks.
Nope.
Speaking of koozies and drink holders and glasses, can we give a shout out to Penny Lane Pub and Terrence?
Dude, what
Yeah.
a guy. Came by here tonight right before the show started, dropped off a bunch of shot glasses for the Pallet House and then a bunch of pint glasses for delis and stuff that we can write on and rank them. In fact,
Should have done that.
let's just shatter one of these glasses. Say, that was the
That's the Beta Strawberry Lager glass.
it was so bad, man.
Dude, I saw Terrence. I saw him Friday night. Went downtown. The wife and I went downtown to see the Cold War Kids, and we didn't want to see the opener, so we stopped by Penny Lane to have a drink. So I texted him, let him know. My wife had never been, so I walked in. Terrence had a table waiting there. He had 3 different White Claws sitting there for her to grab one, whatever flavor she wanted, and then had me a pint of Guinness sitting there. That's what I'm calling.
That's a man.
They'll take
Yeah.
care of you.
See?
He's a
Go
good
to
guy.
Penny Lane Pub,
Dude.
people. That's a place that'll take care of you.
I sent a picture of him and I drinking our Guinness to this group text we're on with all the dads in our neighborhood.
Okay.
And I was like, don't be jealous. I'm hanging out with Terrence at the pub. And then I told all the dads what exactly what I just told you. And then I sent a gif of Conor McGregor walking in. I said, this is me walking around Penny Lane Pub tonight with Terrence. I'm like, I'm the big guy now. He gave me the VIP treatment.
That's all you need too. And nothing makes you feel better.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah.
that treatment, get that rock star treatment anywhere you go. It feels pretty good. And little known fact at Penny Lane Pub, if you ever need a spot at the bar, you just stand behind the people and make an offhanded comment that someone will get up sooner or later, and then someone will flip out and storm out of the bar.
Yeah, you just say soccer sucks
Oh.
and see what happens.
Did you really just pick up my old dirty Zen?
I thought that was on
bar?
I thought that was trash by my phone. I was like, what the hell is
Nice.
It
I gotta
was.
go.
It's trash from my mouth.
that? I need to get a tetanus shot now.
I wouldn't worry about it so much. Not like you got the avian flu or the Kenora virus.
The Kenora virus.
I read it the other day, and I was like, I read Kenora. And I was like, why am I doing that? It's Corona. So, dude, I thought I was going to get it last week. Last week I was in Atlanta for work.
Screw it, Troy. Give me one of the Abitas.
Oh, thank God. Yes, Stu,
I'll
drink
take one
them
for
up.
the team.
Yeah, Troy, I'll take anything but an Abita.
Seriously, I don't even know what's down here. What do you want?
Just give me one of them hook and crooks or whatever the hell that is.
So you were in Atlanta and you saw everybody keeping themselves safe from the coronavirus.
I literally walked through the airport, looked like a fucking war zone.
Masks and everything.
Everybody had a mask on. Fucking, it was crazy, man. People were tripping out, and I
So you're truly going to a Beast Light over the Abita.
Upgrade. Beast
That is an
Light,
upgrade.
Blue can.
That's classic.
I went out there, and usually, I never have a hard time getting a hotel. And we were there for 2 nights, and I booked the first night. Well, I kept trying to
You
book
were in
2
Atlanta
nights.
for 2 nights?
Yeah.
You weren't flying through?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was there, and I'm looking up hotel rooms. I can't find a single hotel room in the city.
Wow.
And I'm not kidding. I mean Midtown, Uptown.
There's a shit ton of hotels in Atlanta.
Shit tons. Buckhead. Nothing. I mean, I can't find a hotel anywhere. I'm looking out into the suburbs, and they're booked, or it's some Motel 6 that's charging $900 a night, and I'm like, what the hell is happening? So then I started looking. I was like, okay, Monday night I'm fine. I can stay one night, but the second night
Where'd
I
you
can't
end up-
get a room.
Where did you end up staying, though?
A Quality Suites.
Close?
Close to what?
Civilization?
Sure. There was civilization to
I should
be
ask,
had.
were you outside the Beltway?
It was a hotel where you walked outside to your room.
Nice.
If that gives you any indicator.
I'm trying to think. No, I was like, how close were you to downtown Atlanta?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I really don't know. And I'm looking around. I can't find something anywhere. It turns out they had something in town called the International Poultry Production and Processing Expo. And it's
Sounds like a blast.
all it is chicken and egg people. Everywhere. They had so many damn people fly in from all over the world that there literally was not a hotel room available in the whole damn city of Atlanta. It was crazy. And a huge chunk of them were farmers from all over the world. And everybody smelled of chicken shit, but they all kind of had a similar strut to them. It was a very
Cock of the walk.
yeah. It was a very interesting time, man, because everywhere you went, people were talking chicken talk with in broken English and different things, just chicken talk everywhere. And I'm in this outside motel out on the outskirts of the city, and everyone's doors are open, and they're partying it up,
Oh,
talking
wow.
chickens, everywhere you went. It was insane. Just chicken talk everywhere. And every hotel that whenever I was checking in, the phones were just ringing.
Holy
Just
shit.
ringing. People just trying to find anything. It was brutal, dude. It was brutal. But it was just kind of funny to see that there's that many people. You
So
don't realize
You
how
fit right in.
I did not. I did not. Even tried to make a joke to one guy, and it all goes right over their head. They're kind of
Yeah.
why are you talking to me?
Yeah.
We actually did go to a
You're not a prominent chicken farmer. Go fuck yourself.
Well, I just thought it was ironic, the fact that the coronavirus is essentially, they say it's coming from, cows or meat.
I
in
thought it
China.
came from a bat or something. Bat soup or something, I heard.
Maybe. I don't think it was animal related. Here's Brendan smack dab in the middle of it with bringing people all over.
It seriously brought in people
Were you
from.
freaking out?
I kind of was because
Yeah.
they had come in. When you're in the airport, there's people in from all over the world, and they're all wearing their masks.
Yeah.
And I mean, usually you get used to seeing in the airport, a lot of Asian people will wear masks because
Yeah.
they just do. They're I'm traveling.
Well, they
this
do
just
it-
kind of.
I understand they do it if they're not feeling well to protect you from their illness.
Yeah, I think
That's
there is
how
some of that.
awesome they are.
Yeah, so there's a lot of that usually, but that was not what this was.
Yeah.
I mean, this was 15-year-old cheerleading groups all in masks, paranoid, huddled up together, everywhere I went.
Holy shit.
And the whole airport's full of fucking chicken farmers with their masks, coming in from all these poultry places. I was like, this is it. This is how I die.
Here's Brendan strolling down the airport. I got
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
Come
Literally
get
had
me.
nothing. I was I'm a little hungover and tired. I'm sure that's good for the old immune system.
Well, you
Yeah, I would have been freaking out, dude.
it sounds like you beat the odds.
I don't know how long the incubation
We'll
period
see if
is.
he's here next week.
Let's check that out.
Yeah.
I can get you
We
an
shall
IV bag if you need it.
I wish a motherfucker would. I certainly could use it. It's been getting-
Oh, my goodness.
I'm always tired right now.
I'm with you, man.
I mean, you guys say that I stay up late all the time. I'm on an incredible hot streak of staying up for literally no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's brutal. And I can't start anything at the right time. Like I was watching that damn Michael Vick 30 for 30, and
Yeah, you got me fired up about
Yeah,
that.
tell me about it,
I
'cause
had to go watch it.
I haven't
'Cause
seen
you were
it.
watching it.
I need to watch it. I haven't seen it yet.
dude, it's fantastic. It's really good. I mean, it's a good story. It's just interesting. I didn't realize a lot of like the racial undertones of like when he came into the league. I mean, I know you always hear like the black quarterback stuff, but like how embraced he was by like hip hop culture
Yeah.
and like how it kind of transformed Atlanta and all this. And it was like that was kind of interesting. So the first one is really pretty cool to see kind of like how that all went down.
I feel like it was 2 parts, and they were both about 2 hours. I felt like they could have cut some out, and I felt like they left out a lot of good stuff or interesting stuff.
I wish they would have just interviewed his friend, like, what was his name? Started with a Q.
Q, they call him Q or something, like Quincy or something.
Dude, interview him for 2 hours
Yeah.
and just let him talk. That dude has zero remorse for anything he was involved in or anything
Yeah,
he did.
his shirt should have said 0 fucks given.
Yeah, he's like, oh, no, I just rode on my boy Mike's coattails.
Yep.
You know, from 95 on. Like, it's great. I got to go down to Virginia Tech and party there, live
Yeah.
on his couch. Then I go to Atlanta. I party there for years. I'm hanging out with hip-hop stars. Like, I'm the man. I'm meeting Iverson. Then he lets me go and live in his house in Suffolk. And I just start getting a shit ton of dogs. And I start killing them and fighting them. And
So
zero
Yeah.
apologies. Used Mike his whole life. And still is like, I can't believe we're not tight.
Mike had like 20 people he was taking care of. It was crazy the amount of people he was taking care of.
So
Like,
the question is, because I haven't seen it, but from what you guys have said, it's still the same high-end quality ESPN 30 for 30
Yes.
production.
Oh,
and
yeah.
thing, but the actual participants of this particular 30 for 30 is uniquely different
the
from everything
first
else.
part
First
is-
part's very much a 30 for 30.
First part is strict 30 for 30, talking about his childhood and how he got to be in the NFL. The second part picks up in the dogfighting stuff. But,
But Quanis had been there all along.
yeah.
The dude
Yeah,
who
because he
got-
was a childhood friend.
Yeah.
But what I didn't like was they didn't really get into the dogfighting part. Like, they showed you news footage and stuff, and they said they were dogfighting.
Mm-hmm.
And they had some numbers, but they didn't talk about, like, the gambling aspect and, like, you know, how the operation worked. I wanted to
Oh, you want a deeper dive in like
yeah,
how
like
widespread it really
yeah, like
was.
what was going on. Like they just said, oh, they were fighting dogs and they killed like a dozen of them or something, and they kind of moved on and went to the trial,
Dude, listening
which
to
I
that
didn't
guy-
remember he got that much of a.
He's
sentence.
2 years, man.
Yeah, I thought it was a year. I was surprised when
No,
they
he
said-
was out of the league for 2 years, man. I mean, that was it was a lot, but I was blown
None of-
away at
None of them had any remorse.
the fact
That's
that
not good.
I didn't hear any like chatter this week about people being
Oh, I was
up
waiting.
in arms.
I was
Because
waiting.
as soon as I saw it, as soon as I saw the guy he was interviewing, he was like, I would change nothing.
Yeah,
He's like, no, I would change one thing. I wouldn't take down Mike with me.
yeah,
But like, he was like, why would I not be fighting these dogs?
yeah.
Like, that shit's awesome.
Well, even Vic was like, I love dogs, and where I grew up in the project, we couldn't have dogs. I always wanted a dog.
Yeah, so he's like, I always had a dog chained
Yeah.
up somewhere,
Yeah.
you know, because he couldn't bring it home
Yeah,
because he'd
he's
get
like,
kicked
I
out of his
chained it up
apartment.
in the alley in my grandma's house or something. And
Yeah.
it's like, I love dogs. I want dogs.
But even
So
Vic,
then
like,
someone
with-
who loves dogs naturally goes straight to dog fighting. But allegedly in their culture, it was prominent. Like, you walked around with these chained up dogs and you would just let them go at each
but
other.
I think that was kind of known, like in
I
my
guess.
mind. Like I just,
Well, it was interesting because all those guys also said, you know, we never got in trouble for it. Like, the police
yeah, the
would
police
roll
would
by.
break it up while we were fighting dogs
Yeah.
out in the lot, and they'd be like, "What are you guys doing?"
Yeah.
Obvious what
Get
we're
out
doing.
of here.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
move along. So
Yeah.
they were like, it's not a crime. It's just not great. I mean, that was basically, which I get. You know what I mean? If you get caught doing the same thing 20 times in your life, and the police never
Arrest you for it.
arrest anybody for
So
it.
I'm trying to remember because it was it federal crime?
So
In the end,
in the
because the
end, yeah.
prosecutor in Virginia Beach was like, there's nothing here.
yeah.
So
Right.
the feds were like, bullshit. We got a lot of PETA people upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the NFL. Like, this is not good. We're going to move in.
What is it, Sussex County.
Yeah, that guy was like, "We're not pressing charges." Like they were all free, and then feds came in, and they were
Yeah.
like, "Nope."
Even Vic, brutally honest. He was like,
Yeah.
the first time I saw a dog fight, he's like, yeah, I was watching the dog fight. And he's like, and I'll be honest with you, something clicked. I liked it. I got excited.
Yeah,
And it was like, that's pretty honest. But I expected there to be some kind of PETA backlash, considering they get bent out of shape every time the damn circus comes in town.
yeah,
You think they show a 30 for 30 where these people are actively talking about how they have no remorse.
Yeah,
and
but
they didn't come at him.
I know, but do you think they've, for the most part, they shot their load and can't do any more with it?
You just think it would get a lot of like people
think
that,
it rekindle that fire.
or people that 10 years ago
Didn't know about it.
were kids, and
Yeah.
now they're like that. You'd think I thought I was going to hear a lot more chatter, but I was shocked that I didn't.
Well, it was crazy because like the guys were like, "Yeah, and if the dogs don't fight, you kill them because I'm not going to feed it." Which I've heard redneck guys say that about hunting dogs. Like if a dog don't hunt, that
but
dog's
then
no good.
it's not worth it,
Yeah,
and you don't want that dog knocking up some other dog, giving you a bunch of dogs that don't hunt.
yeah,
Well, we said this.
Kind of get it.
We said this earlier where we were talking about.
I'm not pro dog fighting. Let
Yeah.
me just go ahead and put.
But domesticated animals, culture, country to country.
yeah. It's
a little.
different.
It's
yeah.
just whatever is the norm for where you grew up,
Yep.
and I guess where he grows up, it was the norm. But
Well,
in
he's in the-
society in America,
They're in the
that's
wrong
not.
country because we love our dogs around
Right.
here. I mean, that's one thing we love. I just was surprised, one, that he agreed to do it and rehash it all because I would, if I were him, I'd be like, I did my time. I've done all the. He's been doing a lot of stuff to his credit with the Humane
Oh,
Society.
he's done a hell of a job in the Humane Society,
Yeah,
and
and
like telling his story.
Yeah.
Which his story became, you can see as they're showing him. At first, it was like remorseful about dogs. Then it was like it's kind of like remorseful about just bad decisions.
Yeah.
Which I think is still a good story for him to be out there telling. He
Yeah.
just tells it through the light of dog fighting. So, look, he's certainly done his time.
For
But
sure.
is he doing anything in the NFL still? I
Yeah,
mean, I know
he's an
not-
announcer. He's a
He's
analyst.
He's an analyst. I know he's not playing. I didn't know.
Well,
if
he
he was
came
like
back
on a-
and played for years and had success
He had a,
with the Eagles.
dude, he made a ton of money with the
Yeah.
Eagles.
But who was he backing up the last?
Roethlisberger.
That's,
So he came backed up McNabb. They got rid of McNabb, and he was a starter.
yeah.
And then he did a year in New York Jets, I think, and then a year in
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
And Pittsburgh, he was no good. He was just too
Yeah.
beat up. His body was ruined. The dude was nasty, though.
Yeah, you forget how good he was.
He was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
It's quick.
And he had a cannon. He could hum the ball.
Oh,
For
he'd
sure.
throw it far. The way he
Yeah,
threw
those
the
dogs would get exhausted playing fetch with him.
Let's do this again.
Wow. They got exhausted from other things.
Yeah.
Tomato, tomato.
So
yeah,
is-
I
is
just
it-
was surprised that that those dudes had no remorse and that Vic even wanted to talk about it anymore.
It's a
would've been-
gamble, man, to come out and allow that when you're in a position now where it's in the back of everybody's mind, but he's still been welcomed back with open arms.
Well,
He's
that's why I was-
an NFL analyst. I mean, he's doing
That's
really
why. That's
well.
why I asked what he was doing now, because is it?
I don't see how it does
beneficial-
him any good because he's already at a peak point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why rehash it? And I guess what the first 30 for 30 does is remind you that he's a stud
Yeah.
and that he belongs there because he is a badass.
And then they gave the back end.
The next one really reminds you that he was out of control.
Well, he really lucked out. They talk about in the second one. He's back with the Eagles. He's supposed to be keeping his nose clean.
Right.
And he has a big
His boy
40.
Quanis
a big,
gets shot.
Yeah, he has a big 30th birthday party, and I've forgotten about this down in Virginia Beach. And his best buddy Quanis gets shot at the club.
That's right.
And it's like now he can't even talk to the dude. He basically had to cut the dude out. And
Which that's why he's upset.
yeah.
That dude went from rags to riches to rags.
Oh, he at one point in the second one he's like, "Man, I used to have the life.
I had
And
it all.
Yeah, I
You
had
didn't
it
have
all.
it all.
Yeah, you didn't have shit, dude." He's
I
like,
really, honestly, out of everything, I just came out going, that dude Quanis is a dick. Vic's all right. And the other guy, like started with a P or something, Percy or Perry. He
Yeah.
was. I was like, and he's kind of somewhere in the middle. Like he was a
Yeah.
hanger on, but he still had it together. Quantis speaks like a guy who'd been doing cocaine for 20 years, you know, and then like had to sober up for an interview. Like I don't think that dude's doing too well mentally. That's for sure. Yeah, but I was shocked that he agreed to do it. But maybe he was right. Maybe it's going to electrify him in a different way. But boy, it's a gamble. But no outrage. In this day and age
No
of outrage
kickback.
about everything, how do we not have outrage?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It just got buried with all the political stuff. That's all.
Actually, it's not bad timing
Yeah.
to do it. There you
I
go.
mean,
I thought they could have put more stuff in and cut other stuff out. It was very long. I mean, 4 hours.
It was,
Well,
and that's
do-
what I was saying.
you
That's
know-
what I brought. It kept me up because I started watching it at like 11 o'clock. I'm like, ah, shit.
Yeah.
Now
I
it's
do
like
have to
1.
say, I think that the oomph of 30 for 30 has kind of faded a little bit. You know, when they first started doing the 30 for 30s,
Yeah.
everybody was like, oh, you know, they hit all the major athletes,
Yeah.
great stories, feel
But you
good.
got to think there's still cool stories coming out.
Well, but there's a ton of 30 for 30s I haven't even seen
Yeah.
that I know would be great to watch, but it's just like there's a ton of them, and it's just not quite there at the top of the page anymore.
Yeah.
But, you know, for us being from Virginia, Vic, Hampton, it's relevant.
Very.
I thought it was pretty good. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Yeah, it's worth watching.
Yeah, thought it was a good one.
Well, you guys were watching 30 for 30. I watched that new movie, Midway. That was pretty good.
What movie's that?
It's the new movie that came out a little while ago about the Battle of Midway,
Okay.
World War II, 1940. Well, it's 41.
Troy,
to
you got a
45.
dog, right?
I do.
You want to
do.
fight with your dog?
My dog is an aggressive little prick.
Do you think he could beat up my dog?
Maybe.
Oh, what's the over/under?
I can tell you,
2 to 3 minutes.
I can tell you which dog I'm betting on. I'm betting on Troy's dog.
My dog does not like men. Something happened to that poor dog
I
somewhere
don't think
along the
I don't
line.
think my dog likes men.
Real quick, what were they betting on?
They-
Just
they
the
don't-
winner.
they don't
the-
talk
Yeah,
about
who
it.
wins
I mean,
the fight?
well, my question is it a flat? It's just straight who wins, or
Yeah,
are there
but-
side bets? Are there other? Is there an over
They
under
didn't
things
talk
like
about
that?
any of it. They didn't talk
I don't
about
know dog
like,
fighting.
They didn't
Yeah.
talk about like so every Friday night they would come out like they didn't talk about any of it. They just they breezed over the whole thing.
My dog the other night, because I always like to bring up cool tricks my dog does. He brought a poof football because we don't have Nerf footballs here. We have poof,
Yeah.
and boy howdy are those nice. And he took a poof football and stuck it right here on the step leading out of the pallet house.
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Is that the same one he'd been ripping into shreds last week?
Yeah, this is right before he ripped it into shreds. This is
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago.
It was still functioning as a
Yeah.
football.
So he left it right out here in the middle of the night.
Nice.
We're all out here drinking, having fun, a long day. And I go walking out, and he's got this football right in the shadows on the step. And I stepped right on the football.
Oh shit.
Oh, man. My leg came out so fast, like, whoop. And I just
you go to
ate
the ground?
shit right into the wall.
Oh.
like whap. And then ended up all laid out in the bushes, like just all stuck.
Laid all out.
Yeah, just prickers all over me laying there. And like,
And a dog comes up and licks you.
it was so funny because I could hear, like Stu was here, his brother was here. I go walking out the door, and they're like, "Where'd he go?" Man, he just disappeared quick. Like,
Gone.
they heard this like thump, and they're like, "Where'd Brennan go? What happened to him?" Dude, my dog tried to kill me.
Fucking magic trick.
He laid me out. He laid me out pretty good though.
Did you get hurt?
Pride
Pride.
more than body hurt.
Yeah.
But I mean, definitely slammed into a wall.
I mean,
and
that's a
then
good way to
tumbled.
like literally hurt yourself. Like,
It hurt less than being sober.
Yeah, I wasn't sober.
It would have killed you.
I wasn't sober. I'd been having a blast. That's for sure. But yeah, the dog tried to take me out, man. That's why I was
dog doesn't
asking
like
if,
you,
if
yeah.
your dog might be down for such things.
that dog doesn't like you.
He's put a Kong toy under my feet on 2 separate occasions just during this show.
nice.
Yeah, but see,
Is he
now
still
I'm
eating the
hip to
corner of
it.
the bar?
Oh yeah, look at it. It's about an inch more removed than it was last week.
You
Damn.
ripped the cord out of the power recliner back there, so hopefully he
and
doesn't
this one.
damage it. Nice.
And this one, yeah,
Hmm.
came out the other day. I was like, this isn't working. Yeah, he's got a lot of tricks.
Tricks of the trade.
A lot of tricks.
My dogs are they're so overweight by like at least 20 pounds, 20, 30 pounds.
I thought you had them on a diet and they were dropping weight.
They are still overweight. They've dropped 10 pounds in probably 2 months, 3 months, but
They
they're
got
it's just
50
getting
to go.
there.
Yeah.
But they're short to the ground. They're overweight, but they still run fast, for relatively fast.
Uh-huh.
Well,
that's a piece of the bar I just
Nice.
took out of
Oh.
the dog's mouth.
and I remember I guess it was about a little while ago, let them out of the house, let them out the front. They weren't in the in the fenced-in area, and there was some kids outside playing, and one of the kids is like maybe 4 years old, little boy, and the dogs are just running to go see him, and they can't stop.
Yeah. Once they
And-
get all that mass
and
moving.
They're
Just-
so fat,
And
man.
just got going, and the boy just stands
Trucked
there
him.
and just didn't run over him. They're at that height that they're so low that they just kneecapped him. The kid does
Oh.
this spin
Oh,
in the
no,
air. And I'm like,
really?
oh, luckily he was on the grass, but just, but like Brian, my brother has the Greyhound, and the Greyhound weighs just the same, if not a little less than Zoe and Lily.
Uh-huh.
And
The Greyhound's a real dog.
Yeah.
yeah, do you think it runs?
Yeah, I should have known that. I made that mistake of asking the other day because I was like, "Is your dog a runner?" He just looked at me like I was a full-on retard.
It's
I
a
was
Greyhound.
I was like, "No, I get it. I get why you're looking at me like I'm a fucking monkey right now."
Dude, those dogs fucking move because Brian would take him. My brother would take him to Rockwood Park, and let he's had 4 Greyhounds over the years, three or 4.
They don't
and he-
last long, do they?
And he'd take
No.
them to Rockwood, and they would just instinctively run the fence line of the baseball field
Oh, yeah.
counterclockwise like they would at the track.
Were they all track dogs at one
Oh,
time?
yeah, they're all rescue
Yeah,
adopted.
okay.
They still have the blue tattoo in their ear, to keep track of them. What's what? Some of them, the ones that don't win are usually adopted at a younger age. The ones
Yeah.
that are older, they get like 7 years old or something like that. But I had a dog, Dixie, who was just a lab chow. She was pretty quick, but she learned very quickly when we'd go to Rockwood. She tried
Avoid the fence line.
She
Yeah.
tried to keep up with him for like one lap,
Yeah.
and then she was like, "Oh, you know what? If I cut across the field,
Yeah.
I can get to him pretty quickly."
Yeah,
but
Greyhounds
those
aren't
Greyhounds
smart.
are
But
amazing.
they got little tiny pea heads, little pea
Dude,
brains.
that dog is so weird looking. The neck's bigger than the head.
All Greyhounds are like that, man. They got
Yeah.
these little tiny walnut brains.
and they have the choke collars
Yeah.
because their neck's bigger than their skull, so they will slip out of any regular collar. So you have to get the ones that just kind of cinches up when you pull on it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Checks out.
It does check out.
How's your dog doing on the running side?
Pretty good. It's attached to my wife. It doesn't leave my wife's side. So we're still trying to housebreak it and all that stuff, and
You'll get
doesn't
there.
know its name, doesn't know shit. The kids are teaching it tricks like sitting and jumping. It actually is pretty good at standing straight up on its hind legs.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a good party trick.
Yeah.
Teach it to walk around and wear a
Yeah.
little suit.
Yeah, and
top hat?
it looks like a teddy bear. We got a haircut the other day, and it looks like a freaking teddy bear. So it's super
I
cute.
like that.
Yeah.
What's
Hell
the dog's
yeah.
name again?
Asher.
Asher.
Benji.
Yeah,
Not giving up.
What is it, Benji? Tell me.
Yeah, nothing. Just walking around on my hind legs in this little suit and this top hat.
I'm going to take out
carrying
Brendan.
this tray.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. We'll be talking to you next week. If you haven't had a chance to Cincinnati swap your neighbor, it's real easy. That just means you go over and you just sign them up. Subscribe them to the show. Open up their little podcast app. Hit subscribe. It's not complicated. Hook it
Oh,
up.
and we also, I should have mentioned this earlier. Please review. The last review we had was like August of last year. We need some more reviews.
Oh, that's piss poor.
Yeah,
All right, guys.
Yeah.
We could use
Did
some
not know that.
reviews.
yeah.
Damn,
It's literally
that's
in your app, and it takes 1 second.
Yeah. Hook it up.
Or
Hook
take
it up.
10 and write something. That will help us.
Or send us some topics over at InsideThePalletHouse@gmail.com or at ITPH Podcast on Facebook and Twitter. You can always find us on Instagram and Twitter. And you always find us on Facebook. And if you get a chance to, if you feel like you got too much money, not enough sense, we could certainly use it.
For sure.
Send it on over to the Venmo. It's at Inside the Pallet House.
Yep. And then we need to wash the strawberry lager out of our mouths, get the fur out.
Oh, that's just horrible.
The shit is foul, dude.
Yes.
No deli winner this time.
Sorry, Beta.
I even tried it with my balls, and it tasted horrible there, too.
Do you think Ely would have liked it?
No.
No.
No. I can assure you Ely's furious right now, too. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
Peace out.
That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?
Been watching birds a lot recently.